Michael Ortiz Jr., aka Mr. Massage Customs. Thank you so much for taking the time to sit down and talk with us about a little bit about what you do and your background and everything. I really appreciate it.
The legend, huh?
The
The myth,
legend,
the
the
legend.
legend. You know
I
how it
don't know about
goes.
that, but I appreciate the intro.
Of course, of course. I have to say legend though, because I mean, when I was doing my research on you, I was like, all right, so his content and everything goes back to like 2012, maybe even earlier. And so it was like, okay,
you,
okay,
you
so
went back, bro.
I mean, it's like it's serious, it's heavy. So it's like obviously you picked up on IG very early. And so I know that you run a business as well, which we'll get into down the line. But I really wanted to hit on just, understanding that knowing that you were an early IG adopter, how did you know to kind of get started making content that early on, especially like 2012?
Honestly, I feel like I adopted it late.
Oh, really?
You know,
Really?
like yeah, because look, when things like when Vine came out,
Mm,
um, that was cool, and I was just messing around with it. But even with Facebook, like I really didn't start making content for
mm,
business for a while. And when Instagram came out, I remember having a conversation with my friend Dom,
yeah.
like this is stupid, bro. And he's the
Yeah.
one who actually schooled me. He's like, it's not stupid.
Right.
Like you can do this, like take pictures, like all these people can see it. And I was
Right.
like, okay, maybe,
Right.
like and then Vine came out, and I started messing with that a little bit. I was still
Mm,
working at a chain spa at the time when that happened.
mm.
So I was just making funny videos. Like in my early adoption of social media, it was just me talking crap to
Right.
everybody,
Right.
like making jokes, and then and then that switched whenever I started my own business,
Mm,
to a little bit more professional content.
mm,
But I got on Instagram, and that actually helped me. Look, when they came out with video,
mm,
it helped me come out of my shell and almost I feel like become more of who I am.
mm, okay. A bit more authentic. And I
A
mean,
bit more. It's interesting that somebody would say that social media has helped you be more authentic.
right.
What I mean by that is where I grew up and like the
Mm,
area that I grew up in.
mm,
Like walking down the street, you had to have this front. Like
yep.
I'm not like a hard guy. I'm not like a thug. Like,
Right.
but you had to portray that as
Yep.
you're walking down the street
Absolutely.
because anybody would just come out their yard and
And
start
they'll
messing
try
with
you.
you,
They'll try you.
and they'll try you. They
Yep.
will. And so I feel like that carried into my adulthood, even though I
Mm,
wasn't in that environment anymore.
yep.
That carried into how I acted and with my first impressions
Mm,
and my personality. And I would say that only the people who really know me know how goofy I am.
yep.
But social media and the videos on Instagram specifically allowed
Mm,
me to show that goofy side up front.
wow. Wow. Huh.
And I started making videos with my son, and just showing this funny goofy side of me that people who don't know me very well might not get to see. Does that
Absolutely.
make sense?
The app, it's interesting you say that because I know exactly what you're talking about. I have one of those tough faces too, where I'll usually like once I have a friend, they'll say, when I first met you, I really didn't like you. I thought you didn't like me. I thought you were mean. And it's like if you
Right.
don't know me, you're gonna think I either don't like you or don't like people in general. But like you said, social media lets you show off all facets of yourself outside of just what people see on your first basis or your first impression. And so that's interesting. I never thought of it from that perspective. Hmm.
I had some clients who showed me this about me as well.
Right.
Is they
Ah.
and they told me a couple years into like us knowing each other, they were like, "Well, look, when I first met you, I thought you were,
Yep.
yeah, I was intimidated by you." And I
Yep.
was like, "You're intimidated by me?"
Yep.
I'm like, "What are you talking?" She's like, "Yeah, like until you started talking and we got to know each other, like
Yep.
like you just had this face, like I think people call it RBF now, but like
Yeah. Yep.
or back, it's probably
Yep.
RTF, like resting thug face. I'm not a
Yep.
thug at all, but
No, I
like
feel
I
you.
had to walk around
Yeah.
like with this face, like don't mess with me
Yep.
because you would get messed with if you didn't,
Hmm.
you
Oh,
know.
I know that. I know. Oh
And yeah,
man.
the client showed me, and I was like, dang, I really need to work on my first
Yeah.
impression here. But yeah, and anyways, Instagram allowed me to be more like show that side of me, this
Right.
goofy, funny side of me more often, to strangers.
That's very
Yeah.
interesting you say that because authenticity is something that I know we both appreciate, but also I know that we both have an interest in Gary Vee, and we both attended VCon, I believe the first and second one. But a message they preach, and Gary has been preaching since the beginning, is authenticity. Be yourself and post content about who you are and really for your soul. And so to be authentic on social media, it requires a lot of vulnerability, especially coming from someone who might have an RBF. What what did early Gary Vee videos sort of teach you about that message, and like how did he impact you and inspire you?
And I'm still trying to figure out what that even means,
Mm-hmm.
authenticity.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually, you know, I think I first got introduced to Gary Vee from Dom,
Mm-hmm.
um, with his Ask Gary Vee stuff. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
Um, but along this journey, I don't remember what I learned from him, honestly, as far as authenticity goes. But I continue to learn
Mm-hmm.
about that, and like just putting out content, like stuff that
Mm-hmm.
I want to do, stuff
Absolutely.
that resonates with me, things like that. Um, but I still have questions about like, who am I? What does that
Ah.
even mean? What does that even mean to be authentic?
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't really worked out these ideas with anybody yet, but it's like, how do you know you're even being authentic? I don't even,
Right.
like, I'm doing things I want to do. I'm speaking in ways I want to speak, but how do I know that that's not even right? I don't,
Right.
I still have
Yeah.
questions, Monty.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And I think a
Um,
big part of that
I
is
don't know. I guess I get, go ahead, go.
Oh no, I was just gonna say a big part of that is the reaction we get from other people. I think when we think we're being authentic, we try to present ourselves in a way of being very honest or whatever else, but we're largely looking for that reaction from other people to tell us whether this works or whether it doesn't and whether we need to change things up. And I think that feeling of authenticness is that's a tough one because as you get older, life hits you and then it changes you. Authenticity may look differently from 5 years ago to right now. And I know that from
It,
experience.
it,
So I mean, it's just I'm with you on that one. That's a tough one and one that's really hard to answer.
Authenticity might look different this morning than it does this afternoon.
One hundred
You know what I
percent.
mean? Like, so I don't. Is it like I'm just trying to be who I want to be?
Right.
Like I'm trying to go after the person that I'm proud of. Maybe.
Okay.
You
Okay.
know,
Definitely.
like I said, I still have a lot of questions around this because all you ever hear is like, "Well, just be yourself." I'm like, "Well,
Right.
who am like?"
Right.
And people are like, "I know who I am." I'm like, but
There's
nobody
no
ever
way.
actually gives like really. I think the only person who's given a really good answer to this is Tom Baylor.
Okay.
I seen an answer. I don't remember the answer specifically, but it was basically like what his purpose, like who
Mm-hmm.
he is what his purpose is.
Hmm.
You know,
So how do you then
and
determine
so
your purpose?
how do you determine your purpose?
Purpose and passion. Those are two big ones, and oof, they are hard to really eye in on or key in on.
Look, here's my thing. My
Yeah.
thing is I can find purpose in anything.
Mm. Okay.
That's my view. Is it doesn't matter where you put me, I will find purpose in the work.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Absolutely.
and like I remember I was driving and I saw this crossing guard
Mm.
walking to the street. And bro, he put that sign out there. Like stop your car. I have a
There you
mother and
go.
a child walking by. You know,
Yeah.
like do not move. Like you could feel that
Mm.
he found purpose in his work, whether he did or
Right.
not. That's what came off.
Right.
And I just had this thought, like, man, what if people at McDonald's work like that?
Right.
You know,
Mm.
what if anybody worked like that? Like I saw a guy flipping a sign.
Right.
He's Little Caesars this way sign.
Yeah. Yeah.
But bro, he's
Just
killing it. He's killing it, bro.
man.
And
Man.
my immediate thought was, dude, if I had a position in a company for this guy, I would
Right.
hire him immediately.
Right.
Because if he can do this job well that nobody
Mm-hmm.
wants to do, I think I could put anything in front of him.
Okay.
And he would do it well because he could find a purpose in the work. And that's how I operate. I
Mm-hmm.
think my purpose is to serve people. My purpose is to, like, one of the things that just calls to me is to help people be successful.
Absolutely.
I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's because I grew up poor, you know,
Mm,
and I used to have all the mindsets that the people have today who are broke or
hmm.
poor or not doing well. And I'm like, if I can come out of that, I think you can come out of it too.
Absolutely. The
And
desire has to be there. You know, that's a tough part is I could want it for you to want to have that transformation and want to go after that, but you have to want it too, and then actually make the execution and pursuit of it. That's tough.
yeah, I think purpose and what you do are two different things.
Okay. So like purpose and like a career or aspiration.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
like I can do that purpose that I'm doing. I think I can do
Hmm.
that in anything.
Right. Right.
You know, I
Absolutely.
can I can fulfill that purpose being a dog walker.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely.
and I can inspire people through that, as whether it's massage therapy and helping massage therapists be successful, or it's,
Hmm.
like business coaching, whatever. What I do is different. So, like, have you ever read the book? Dang it, what was it? The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks.
Believe so. Yes, actually. Yeah. It's a good one.
He talks about the four zones:
Uh-huh.
your zone of incompetence, your zone of
Hmm.
competence, your zone of excellence, and your zone of genius.
Absolutely.
Right? That book really helped me to figure out, like, where do I think I should go, right?
Mm.
Because like he says, you shouldn't spend any time in your zone of incompetence unless you're planning on mastering it,
Right.
right? And he gives the example of a business coach who charges $1,000 an hour trying to
Mm.
fix a printer, which took him 13 hours to figure out. He's like, dude, you could have
Oof.
hired somebody for $100.
Yeah.
You just spent $13,000 trying to fix a printer, you know, because
Right.
that's what your time is worth.
Mm.
So unless you're going to master it, stay out of your zone of incompetence. Your
Right.
zone of competence is just like something you're good at, but maybe you don't plan on mastering it. Don't
Hmm.
spend a ton of time there either. Your zone of excellence is something you're really good at,
Right.
right? And for me, I feel like my zone of excellence is massage therapy.
Okay.
Like, I'm really good at this thing.
Hmm.
And then your zone of genius
Hmm.
is like
No one
a
can touch you in
love,
that.
a
Yeah.
passion.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily nobody can touch you at it, but it's like, where should you really be trying to get to is
Hmm.
that. And for me, that is business, period. I
Hmm.
love talking about business. I love talking
Yep.
about marketing. I love talking about, just this conversation, you want to jump on and talk about business. I'm like, heck yeah, bro.
Let's do
I'll
it.
do this all day for free. I don't care. I love
Yep. Yep.
it.
Absolutely.
And so, not saying that I am a genius in the business area, but what I am saying is I love it. I love
Right.
studying it. I do it for free. I pay for classes. I do all kinds of stuff around this, and I feel like this is where my I want my time to be spent. It brings me the most joy.
Absolutely. Oh man. I mean, you have a couple gems in there, and it sounds like a real indicator of whether someone is in their purpose or even I don't want to say passion, but I'll stick with purpose, is the dedication that they do their job with, as well as the energy that they bring to do it as well. Because you can do any job, but it takes effort to do a job well. And so that's what it sounds like is a really good sort of indicator of purpose. But like you said, I mean, business and marketing, that's when I first met you and we talked about that, I was like, we're here. We're on the same page because I love
Right.
marketing. I love it. I love it. And something I noticed when I was doing my research is that, like you said, things changed for you around the 2017, 2018 mark. And that's where you start to see a lot of your content be focused on massage customs, but not just on one platform. I noticed across your different platforms, you had YouTube, you had Twitter, you had Instagram, you had it all set out. And it was like you had found your thing and you had found your thing so much that you were willing to go all in on it. Can you talk to me a little bit about like what was that switch that happened to where you were like, I want to go all in. My content's about this. I want to show people what it is to be a massage therapist, do some business, make my content around it, make this my thing. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
I think around, like I've had up to like 6 massage therapists working for me at one point.
Mm.
Um, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I have no concept of time, so I do not remember what was happening in 2017 and 2018.
Oh,
But I can tell you that that's probably around the time that I read that book.
yeah.
That I think
Mm-hmm.
I was probably going to some seminars. Tiffany Peterson has some business
Mm-hmm.
seminars, um, and a lot of that stuff has helped guide me along the way and like figuring out where I want to go, where I want to spend my time. And
Mm-hmm.
I did go pretty hard on trying to start educating massage therapists on being successful. Because
Mm-hmm.
that's one of the things in massage customs,
Mm-hmm.
I merge those purposes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So like I have what I do for my clients, which my slogan is to help them do life like a badass.
Okay.
Right. I want you to feel your best so that you can be the best version of you in everything that you do.
Absolutely.
That's that's the mission there. And then on the employee side, when I would hire people,
Mm-hmm.
I showed them, the people who work for me, I showed them everything.
Mm-hmm.
I showed them how to market themselves. I showed them how to read book. I showed them how to run their own practice
Mm-hmm.
with the intention of I wanted them to go out under the Massage Customs brand
Right.
and start their own location. We could start growing like these satellite locations, and my
Absolutely.
location was going to be like a training location.
Absolutely.
There were some issues with that because they would just go out on their own
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
start their own business. So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I shot myself in the foot on that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, but they most of them did go out on their own and have their own business, and they are successful in their own practice,
Right.
which I'm super happy about for them. We all have good relationships still. Um, and so yeah, I merged those two purposes, and because I was doing all that training with my therapist, I was like, there's other people who can benefit from this as well.
Absolutely.
And there's tons of massage therapists specifically is my target market, but
Mm-hmm.
it benefits anybody in the service industry
Mm-hmm.
or business. Like all these things overlap.
Mm-hmm.
So I just started putting out content just to help people.
Definitely. Definitely. So, I mean, it sounds like your training is really good enough to where someone could take it and then say, let me start my own practice. So, I mean, I would say it sounds like you have what it is as far as training, the nuggets, the gems, the things that will make you successful, locked down pat. It's just about getting people to say, I would love to remain here and then build out this practice and make it bigger and grow more. But even then, it's like, I guess the next question I have, which kind of leads into this, is how then do you build your funnels around your business, knowing that there's someone who may be interested in massage therapy, but only for the sake of building out their own practice, not necessarily helping you build yours, even though you're giving them the gems, the nuggets, everything they'll need to be successful.
What do you What do you mean by my funnels?
So when I mean
Like
funnel
getting
is like
people.
a yeah, marketing heavy. So what I mean by that is whenever someone lands on some of your content, they're more likely going to go through a process that leads them to some either your website, either to wherever you want them to go. Essentially, usually the end goal is to have them land on like a landing page. They then enter into your email list, and then you send them emails of your content. They start signing up for your social media, etc. It's a large part of what a lot of like Gary Vee does, as if he puts any content out, it's usually to lead them to some endpoint where they sign up for something or buy something as the end goal. And
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I do have a couple funnels set up right now
Mm-hmm.
for the business coaching side of things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I put out a lot of content on TikTok. That's the main place that I put content out. And so like what I have right now is I put out videos, tips, and I
Mm-hmm.
try to give really good upfront information. Like not
Absolutely.
just I feel like, and this is a switch that I'm making currently in my content. I'm trying to give way more value in my content.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And because I feel like a lot of people give like the what, but they never give you the how in the video. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, you always have to pay for the how. I
Yep.
am giving some of the how in the videos
Okay.
for free.
Okay.
So then I have a price, so they can click on the link tree in my bio. I have a
Mm-hmm.
price, a free worksheet or workbook to help you
Mm-hmm.
figure out what your prices actually need to be for
Wow.
you to have an awesome life. And this is one thing that I feel like nobody does this. They go
Right.
into business, they look at what the market is doing, look at the competition, and they're like, okay, I'm going to set my prices at this, and then they don't understand why they're chronically struggling.
Right.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
and so what I've done is I'm like, okay, I have this worksheet, figure out your prices,
Mm-hmm.
because that not knowing what your prices are
Right.
is like I don't know what we can do, I don't know what
Yep.
deals we can offer, I don't know what promotions we can offer that are gonna cause you to like, because some people do promotions, they're like, now I'm making way less money than I need. I was already
Right.
making not enough money, and now I'm way not making enough money.
Yep.
And
Yep.
so some people who have done the pricing worksheet find out that they are charging plenty.
Mm-hmm.
And some people find out that they're not even close. And some people find out that they need to stop spending so much money because that's the problem,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's free. So that gets me their email. They get a series of emails automatically that I've set up that go out to that. The idea is then to lead them into, I have a profitable promotions.
Mm-hmm.
So freebie offer,
Yep.
then a paid offer, a
Yep.
small, like a low offer, and then
Mm-hmm.
I offer one-on-one coaching after that.
Okay.
But I have a profitable promotions. It's only $27, and it
Okay.
teaches them how to bring anybody in. It's specifically for Groupon, but it teaches them any promotion that you run, whether it's Groupon, it's Facebook, you're giving some sort of offer for somebody to come into your business,
Right.
how to take them from that to getting them scheduled for multiple appointments.
So, I mean, you
And
are literally delivering results for an audience that has no map. They have no roadmap. They have no guidance, nowhere to really go or anything to like say, this is what I should follow. You're giving them the results they're looking for.
ideally, as long as they actually do it, yeah.
That's
Everybody
yeah,
I
that's a
mean,
tough
I
part.
know there's plenty of people who have downloaded my free offer, but they don't sit down and actually do their
Yep.
budget. I'm like, you
Yep.
guys got to do the work, you know.
Yep.
And that's where the one-on-one coaching comes in because then I can hold them accountable and
Mm-hmm.
or we can sit down and do it together. I've done that with people. And they're like, okay,
Definitely.
now I have a path to
Mm-hmm.
where I need to be, and that is what that is, right? It's like, here's where you need to be.
Mm-hmm.
Then we show you ways to get there.
Right.
Now we got people coming into your business. We
Mm-hmm.
need to get them to come back, and then
Yep.
we need to get them to come back over and over and over again,
Yep.
right?
Definitely.
So
So,
we got the marketing, we got the sales,
mm,
and that's the thing. This sales part, I try to make it as easy as possible.
right. Yeah.
Like, so anybody can do it.
Yep.
There's more advanced versions of that, but in these programs, this is like the worst salesperson can do
Yeah. There you go.
it, you know?
That's it. That's it. So, what, I
Yeah.
guess, false beliefs are you hoping to one address, but then to resolve for this audience? Obviously, if you're coming into this and you're like, I want to do massage therapy, I just don't know where to start. You're going to have some like internal beliefs and some external beliefs, like, this is why I can't do this. What do you sort of like say with this program? You don't have to worry about that. That's taken care of. We address it, we resolve it, and you should be able to do anything you set forth.
Well, I think one of the biggest beliefs that massage therapists have, or really most people, is that healers shouldn't make a lot of money,
Hmm.
right?
Wow.
Like we're helping people,
Mm-hmm.
and so because of that, I can't charge high prices.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
that's why I created the worksheet, because it no longer, it gets rid of feelings.
Right. Mm-hmm.
We're
Mm.
not talking about what you feel like
Mm-hmm.
anymore. We're talking about what you need,
Mm-hmm.
right? For
Yep.
your business. We're talking about what you need for your personal. And we're
Yep.
talking about what you need for the things that you never budget for, like
Mm.
vacations,
Yeah.
retirement, fun money, like actual
Mm.
just spending money to go blow.
Right.
Or I mean, there's one more category, but I forget it. Vacations, fun money, retirement.
Then
Come on, give me
either
one more. Give me one more.
surprise expenses, maintenance.
Yes, emergency fund.
There you go. Emergency fund.
Yes.
Okay.
People
Hmm.
never include those things in their budget. And so because the massage therapists have this, a lot of them have this belief.
Hmm.
We call it starving healer syndrome.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
like
That is incredibly dark. Okay. All right. Incredibly dark,
but
but it makes sense.
it's something I had in the past before, and I would say
Right.
things like, I don't need more money, I just need less debt, you
Mm.
know?
Hmm.
And that may have been true at the time, but nobody ever plans their budget properly.
Let me ask you this
They
then.
never account for the things that they're not thinking of that are going to happen, that do happen, that are going
Mhm.
to happen, that they're spending money on, but they never put it in their budget, and so they always are struggling.
Let me ask you this. Is that a massage therapist problem or an upcoming or an early sort of starting out entrepreneur problem? Because I know that a lot of entrepreneurs have a lot of trouble when they're first starting out setting prices and especially overcharging, and they get really nervous at that. Would you say that's more of a massage therapist or a beginning entrepreneurial issue?
I think that's a people problem, period,
People,
but for
yeah.
sure, like
Yep.
entrepreneurial problem, absolutely.
Mm.
My target is massage therapist, but I've had people who are not massage therapists download my free
Yeah.
budget planner thing, like tons of people like this is exactly what I need. Like
Yep.
even though my target's massage therapist, that is a tool that freaking
Anyone can use.
everybody needs.
I never thought of it that way, but crossover would exist if you're giving results in one particular area, which it sounds like budgeting might be an issue that people are having in that realm. That's very interesting. I would have never thought about that. Okay. So then let me ask you about your social media then, because I know you to me are like a legend. You're an OG in this. You've been here, and then you are able to kind of try out different social media channels and then just stay consistent. How do you do it? Because TikTok is not an easy platform to leverage, and you seem to be someone who's very experienced in that. How do you what are the reps like there?
In my opinion, TikTok is the easiest platform
Oh my God, it's so
to stay
hard.
consistent on. Yeah,
Oh, it's
yeah, I
so
had to hit
hard.
you with that one.
It's
No
so
way, bro.
hard. It's so hard.
TikTok makes it easier to stay consistent on content than any other platform. Any other platform. Do you have stitches? You have duets that you can do.
Yeah,
You have, like it allows you to save your content for later. Like if
true.
I'm feeling good, let's say I'm feeling really good. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna bang out a bunch of content today.
Right.
I'll bang out like 20 videos, edit them, put them in TikTok, put them in my drafts, and then whenever I'm not feeling creative,
just drop them
I have those in my drafts to post. Now, I appreciate you saying that I'm consistent. I'm glad that you view it that way.
Okay.
Because from my perspective, I'm not as consistent as I should be.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
definitely.
But I mean, sometimes I'm crazy consistent. Like there'll be like a month, I'm like every day a couple videos.
Right.
And then I might fall off for a couple weeks. But dude, I have so much content in my phone, it's stupid. Like if I probably don't have to record another video for like 3 months if I post it every day.
See, that's what I'm saying. Consistent right there. And that's tough because I know I don't have 3 months. I got maybe about a month worth of content like locked in my phone. But that's why I say TikTok is a little bit harder. But I love TikTok's creation studio. So you can use it for anything. You can create anything, and then you can even use what's that one they have now? CapCut. You can even use CapCut and then directly import.
Bro.
You see what I'm saying? That's changed the entire landscape.
Look, it's content, like is all my content gold? Is all my content, amazing, like fire value add content? No, sometimes I'm super lazy and I just push that CapCut thing and throw a video. It already pre-edits it. I'm like, this is beautiful. Right? Yeah, CapCut's made it a lot easier.
And it changed the game. It did.
You also have the option to reply to comments.
Yeah,
like
that's true with videos.
You can reply to other people's comments on their videos. Like it's stupid. So like if I'm not feeling creative, I'll go back. I'll look at comments that I maybe have gone unanswered that I could answer. There's so many different content strategies. Going to Google and looking up frequently asked questions for massage therapists or business questions. You know what? I go to Facebook groups because people, I'll ask questions in there. I'll get dozens, if not hundreds, of answers.
Dude, you
or
have
questions or statements about that, and then I'll make videos about those comments.
You got the drop the book.
I asked in the group. I was like, "What is your pet peeves about massage therapy?" Or like, "What are some of your pet peeves?" Or what is something your last massage therapist did that you didn't like? And I got all these comments, and so now I got 30 things that I can make videos about. I went through and looked at all the answers. I was like, look what this massage therapist did. Look at this. Like, don't do this,
Right. But I mean, that right there is just ingenuity. That's just like that's the consistency that I'm referencing because that's just genius. You got to write a book. You got to write a book. You got to tell us how you do your strategy, how you go about it, social media marketing, all of that. Because to leverage different people's pain points from different areas and then repurpose them for content in another area and even on the same platform, it seems like it's a simple thought, but that's not easily just come up with. That's just like if someone tells you have that aha moment, but I can't tell you I thought that far in advance to go into Facebook groups and then ask questions, what are the pet peeves, and then repurpose that into content. But it makes sense. You're directly addressing people's pain points. Wow. You got to write a book, man.
Yeah,
you have to write a book.
I asked them the other day. I said, when's the last time you got, because one of the courses I'm creating right now is called it's Keys to a Great Massage, which is basically how to communicate your way to better results with your clients.
Mm.
The problem we have as massage therapists is nobody ever gives us good feedback.
All right.
And so I asked in the group that actually good feedback that actually allows us to get better and improve. Right. It's always like, oh, your flow is off, or I didn't feel connected to you. But those are all lies. Those are all lies to like save our feelings, right?
There you go.
They might be true, but it's not the real reason the person didn't like the massage.
Right.
And there's nothing that I can do to grow from that feedback.
Absolutely. So
I asked therapists, I said, when's the last time somebody didn't like your massage? What feedback did they give you about it?
Right.
And the amount of people who are like, I've never gotten negative feedback is insane.
Huh.
Because here's what everybody also says. How difficult it is to find a massage therapist who's good.
Right.
Everybody is unanimous about this.
Right.
Clients and other massage therapists always are complaining about how most of the massages they get sucked. Huh. And so for them, this large group of massage therapists to say nobody's ever told me anything bad about my massage, I guess I'm just awesome, is insane.
Right. Huh. So there's obviously a disconnect somewhere, and no one is talking about that middle ground. So how, and then
they're talking about it, but they're talking about it to the next therapist, not to you.
Yeah, they're not talking about
nobody's giving you that feedback. And the thing is a lot of people don't know how to articulate
Very
why.
True.
But regardless, that's one of the things I did. I got all these answers from that question, and I can make videos about I screenshot the comments, I cross out the names so I don't put anybody on blast, and then make videos about it.
That's amazing. We'll wrap it up here, but man, this was amazing. So thank you for taking this time and just sitting and talking with me about this stuff. Because I mean, this is the stuff of legend. I'm telling you, you are a legend here. I don't think you realize it yet. Give it some more time, people will start saying it. But thank you, man. We got to do it again sometime soon.